Managing resistance to change. The inevitable friction of progress. Even the most meticulously planned and brilliantly conceived operational changes often encounter a formidable, entirely human obstacle: resistance. Far from being a sign of failure, resistance to change is a natural, predictable response to disruption. It signals that people are processing the implications of what's happening, and their reactions can range from subtle skepticism to outright opposition. In operational leadership, understanding and effectively managing it are critical competencies that directly impact the success or failure of any transformational initiative. Purpose. Transforming obstacles into opportunities. Firstly, it's about minimizing the negative impact of resistance. Unmanaged resistance can lead to delays, increased costs, decreased morale, high employee turnover, and, ultimately, the abandonment of crucial changes. By proactively addressing concerns and mitigating fears, operational leaders can ensure a smoother, faster, and more cost-effective transition. Transforming obstacles into opportunities. Secondly, and perhaps more importantly, effectively managing resistance allows leaders to harness its underlying energy. Resistance often stems from valid concerns, a lack of understanding, or a feeling of disempowerment. When these concerns are acknowledged and addressed constructively, what once appeared as an obstacle can transform into a valuable source of feedback, uncovering unforeseen challenges and opportunities for refinement. Ultimately, the goal is to convert potential saboteurs into engaged participants and even champions of the change. Process flow. A strategic approach to navigating opposition. Managing resistance is not a one-time event but a continuous, iterative process that demands empathy, strategic communication, and adaptive leadership. 1. Anticipate and identify resistance. Proactive assessment. Before even announcing a significant change, consider who will be impacted, how, and what their likely reactions might be. Consider various departments, roles, and levels of tenure. Early warning systems. Utilize surveys, focus groups, and informal conversations to gauge sentiment. Look for early indicators, such as increased absenteeism, decreased productivity, or a rise in gossip. Root cause analysis. Once resistance is identified, dig deeper. Is it fear of the unknown? A perceived loss of control or status? A lack of understanding? A belief that the change is unnecessary or ill-conceived? Past negative experiences with change. 2. Understand and empathize. Active listening. Genuinely listen to resistors' concerns without judgment. Validate their feelings, even if you disagree with their conclusions. Perspective taking. Try to see the change from their perspective. What are they gaining? What are they losing? How will it impact their daily work and their sense of security? Avoid argumentation. Debating or dismissing concerns will only entrench resistance. Instead, focus on understanding the underlying emotions and logic, or lack thereof. 3. Communicate, educate, and involve. Clear and consistent communication. Articulate the why behind the change. Explain the benefits, the process, and the expected outcomes clearly, repeatedly, and through multiple channels. Address each stakeholder group's "what's in it for me?" question. Education and training. Provide necessary training and resources for the new working methods. Address skill gaps proactively. Involvement and participation. Where possible, involve those affected in the planning and implementation. It promotes a sense of ownership and lessens the feeling of being forced to change. Co-creation is a firm counter to resistance. 4. Support and facilitate. Provide resources. Ensure that employees are equipped with the necessary tools, technology, and support networks required for effective adaptation to their roles. Offer coaching and mentoring. Leaders and experienced peers can guide and support those struggling with the change. Address individual concerns. For specific, deeply rooted resistance, one-on-one conversations and tailored solutions may be necessary to address individual concerns. It demonstrates a commitment to personal well-being. 5. Negotiate and adapt, where appropriate. Flexibility. While the core objective of the change remains, be open to adjusting the implementation details based on valid feedback. Compromise. In some cases, minor concessions can significantly reduce resistance and gain buy-in without compromising the overall goal. Address legitimate grievances. If resistance highlights genuine flaws in the change plan, be willing to acknowledge and rectify them. So, it builds trust. 6. reinforce and celebrate success. Acknowledge progress, recognize and celebrate small wins and milestones throughout the change process. It builds momentum and reinforces positive behavior. Reward adaptation, publicly acknowledge individuals and teams who embrace the change and demonstrate positive adaptation. Sustain the change, continuously monitor and support the new ways of working to prevent regression. Remember, the more you learn, the more you earn. Never stop learning. Life never stops teaching.